intentionally remove their fur to rush into winter. This happens because snow settles between the hairs and can cool their internal temperature. It is a very old practice. Bears intentionally shaped a bar of soap into a pistol and covered it with shoe polish ready to escape. But right after, it slipped out of his hands, revealing that the plan he shaped a bar of soap into a... If you are pregnant with a microwave, heat up the food you eat. When you put water in the microwave and heat it up, the electromagnetic waves cause the particles to vibrate. And if you then drink it, you could become pregnant. Finally, by eating food, you could... If you are pregnant with... He saw the grenade and immediately jumped on top using his backpack. This reduced the force of the explosion. The soldier tells his story like this. In reality, he jumped on top with his butt and absorbed the entire... He saw the grenade and immediately...
Welcome to the Karen War.
They attached several harmonicas to the car for a school experiment. Each one was perfectly measured and placed at the same distance. When the car reaches 80 miles per hour, it creates a very loud engine. Inside the buckle, a small caliber pistol was hidden. You see, this weapon was used by criminals to rob banks in the Wild West because it was easy to accidentally see. It was mainly used inside the buckle. A small the hacker was trying to steal some crypto from a billionaire wallet. He 3D printed the owner's fingerprint using a photo he found online to crack the biometric system. Finally, when the hand was ready to scan, he placed it in the The hacker was trying. He poured gunpowder directly onto the wound and set it on fire with a spark. You see, thanks to the fire's high temperature, this allows the wound to heal immediately. Finally, put on a bandage to extinguish the fire. He poured gunpowder directly onto the wound. He put a balloon in the car's exhaust pipe because when he arrived at Walmart, the parking lot was full, and he had a brilliant idea. You see, his car was much smaller than the American standard. So he loaded the car with 500 grenades and a balloon in the car's exhaust pipe because when he arrived at... He put a light bulb in his mouth for a challenge with friends, but once inside, the light bulb was stuck, and he couldn't open his mouth wide enough to remove it. He went to the fire department, then to the hospital. No one could help. So he screws himself to the ceiling with his friend's help and becomes a lamp. He put a light bulb in his mouth. The helmet has different blades and scissors, all working at the same time. By placing it on your head, it will start automatically cutting your hair. This technology is very accurate. The helmet has different... As he approaches the escalator, he presses a special button. This causes the wheelchair to attach itself to the escalator. You see, the chair's wheels are too smooth, and they might slip into the stairs' gaps. Thanks to this excellent system, even wheelchair... As he approaches the escalator, if you pump it, make a tiny cut. He quickly pushes and jumps over it. With the motion of his hips, the bicycle starts moving. You see, this bike
guys.
moving in opposite directions. They collide with each other, resulting in pregnancy. Quickly pushes and jumps over it. He saw the sign at the cave entrance called the Sack. You see, the man was an experienced cave diver with a family and a lot of money.
Whoa, that's so cool!
Soviet soldiers would intentionally place grenades inside
That's
regular
a
glass
team.
during the First World War. You see, by removing the pin and placing the grenade in the glass, it doesn't explode. Then add lemon juice and vodka. Finally, shake hard for a perfect Moscow meal. Soviet soldier. Place the bees in the fridge. Place the Place the bees in the fridge until they stop moving. Then, slice a matchstick in half and glue a paper-thin wing across the top. Add tiny drops of glue to the wing, one for each bee. Then, stick the bees on by their bellies, all pointing in the same direction. make a warm fart. As they wake up, their wings buzz back to life. The plane will fly. Place the bees in the fridge until they stop moving. Then slice a matchstick in half and glue. If an elephant drinks water, can you block the flow with a giant cord? You would need one about 13 inches in diameter, which might be tied with a rope. So, if the elephant drinks 50 caliber bullets, it could become a war machine. If an elephant drinks water,
If you have a crack,
if you accidentally swallow a tooth, it goes into your stomach where a machine duplicates. Your intestines put all the teeth in order and give you the ability to eat with your. If you accidentally his dingling fell off, so he decided to build one with Lego. His dingling fell off, so he decided to build one with Lego. You see, when he was born, his limbs fell off due to a rare condition. Luckily, he was a reptilian, so they grew back after a short while. But that didn't work for his skibbity. He spent days building it and accidentally added some hyper-fast. His dingling fell off.
Very dry.
If your key breaks inside the lock, take a lighter and some TNT. Now, with the other person's help in the room, pass everything under the door and ask them to light it. Finally, you just have to wait. If your key breaks in, some people intentionally remove their toenails before a marathon. This is done because when you run for many hours straight, your toenails repeatedly hit the front of your shoe, which can be painful. Some extreme runners even remove skin and muscle to increase friction. Some people intentionally.
Plus size, yeah, and I own that frame. But I was tired of the dragon shame. Didn't need a crash, didn't need a pill. Just to plan a sip and stay chill. My water.
If you fire a bazooka, could you catch the rocket by going at the same speed? Well, you would have to run at over 183 miles per hour and grab it from the front. But this might be very hard. Instead, you can overtake and grab it with your head. If you fire a bazooka, a cat fell from a building and landed on a criminal who was robbing an old woman. The impact made him pull the trigger, hitting a bus driver who then crashed into some scaffolding. A worker fell. An elderly man had a heart attack from the shock, but at least the old lady was safe. A cat fell from.
I animated this gumball sequence.
He was forced to reveal the PIN code of his safe at gunpoint. But as the robber entered the code and opened the safe, a hidden string pulled the trigger, activating an unbeatable security. He was forced to reveal the PIN. How many iPhones Negamax would it take to reach your height? Let's assume that the new model is 8.75 millimeters thick, and you are about 5.9 feet tall. Stacking them one by one, you would need about. How many iPhones Negamax? He stops you in a dark alley and asks you to If you shoot a bullet at an atomic bomb, most people think it will cause it to explode. But that's not the case. Instead, swallow the atomic bomb, and after just 5 minutes, you could have a lobotomy. You shoot a bullet. He missed the ball. The bat flew out of his hands and hit a guy in the stands. Luckily, he was fine. He challenged the player. If you hit the pitch I'm about to throw, you don't pay for the damage. He didn't know the guy was actually a baseball legend, so he threw a 36 M British. He missed the ball. Have you ever wondered where your poop goes when you flush the toilet on an airplane? Many people think it gets sucked and dropped straight out of the plane, but that's not true. You see, if you flush the toilet while still sitting down, you could give yourself a perfect program. Have you ever wondered? They start by placing several metal rings around their necks. Many people think this stretches the neck, but that's not true. The rings actually press down the shoulders and chest, making the neck look longer. In their culture, a longer-looking neck is often considered a symbol of. They start by placing several. If you tear your fingernail like this, you may experience severe pain. Instead, tie a knot in some string, attach it to a door, and make sure it opens outward. Now, when someone opens if you tear your fingernail, if you lose a tooth, the dentist can replace it with a gold one. It may seem expensive, but gold is incredibly hard. It also doesn't corrode like other metals, so it lasts a long time. But if you smile at the wrong. If you lose a tooth, the dentist can. If you put a hamster in a wheel, how many would it take to power the Statue of Liberty for one night? The statue uses about 96 lamps, each of 1,000 watts. A single hamster running for 12 hours straight might produce about 0.1 watt. So, to light the stack, if you put a hamster...
This new year,
Put the Scrub Ditty in a bowl with water and sugar for about 2 minutes. Then take the sponge and put it in the freezer overnight to make it hard. Finally, take it out of the freezer and attach it to a hook. Now your bait will be perfect for fishing. Put the Scrub Ditty in a bowl. Start by tying a piece of string around a rat. Then attach it to a toy car. Place a stick with some cheese dangling from it and tie it to the car with some tape. The mouse will smell the cheese and be attracted to it, causing the monster truck to move forward. Start by tying a piece of...
You want to turn that...
If you poured every bottle of Coca-Cola into one container, how big would it have to be? Coca-Cola manufactures around 200,000 bottles every minute. Over a year, that adds up to a volume of more than 52 million cubic meters. That's around the size of 20 Great Pyramids of Giza. And somehow, that still wouldn't be enough to quench the thirst of the average Mexican. You pour every bottle. Finnish parents often let their babies nap outdoors, even at minus 10 degrees Celsius. While they stay inside enjoying coffee, the infants rest in their strollers in the crisp winter air. This long-standing Finnish practice is believed to boost immunity, improve sleep, and turn the newborn into a giant snooze. If you collected every booger you ever made, how big would the final ball be? A single booger is about the size of a sesame seed and weighs roughly 50 milligrams. So if you picked one a day for 80 years, you'd end up with a basketball-sized blob weighing around 2.2 pounds. Unfortunately, by that point, it's no longer possible to eat. If you collected every booger touching in Australia... Touching an Australian stinging tree is a mistake you won't forget. Its leaves are coated with countless tiny hairs that inject venom into your skin, causing burning pain that can last for days. Trying to brush them away only makes it worse, since the hairs can snap and release more toxins. Instead, gently press some... Touching in Australia... If Mount Rushmore showed their... If Mount Rushmore showed their full bodies, the geometry would collapse instantly. Their faces are so close together that the rest of their bodies would have to twist just to fit. They'd basically be kneeling, elbows locked, foreheads touching. From the other side of the mountain, oh my God! If Mount Rushmore showed their full body, she stole a jacket and some food caught on camera by the shop assistant. It was freezing outside, and the homeless woman was starving. When the police arrived and heard her story, everything changed in an instant. He quickly shot her 67... He stole a jacket and some food caught on camera by the shop assistant. It was freezing outside, and the homeless woman was...
I'm speaking in 10 languages.
If you scan a QR code to pay for parking, you could be scammed. Scammers stick fake QR stickers over real ones when you scan. It opens a fake payment page that steals your card details or installs malware before you even realize your money's gone. Instead, open the camera and try to catch the scammer with a Pokeball. If you scan a QR code, start by moving a pawn. Your opponent will fall into the trap. He will do the same, so move another pawn, but 2 squares. This will guarantee you a checkmate. Now, he will move the tower, so you move the Boeing 767. Start by moving a pawn. If a cheetah and I Show Speed raced over 100 meters, most people would assume the cheetah would easily win. But that's not necessarily true. The cheetah explodes off the line, reaching incredible speeds within seconds. However, after covering around 80 meters, its body begins to overheat, forcing it to slow down significantly. I Show Speed instead, on the other hand. Show Speed, what the fuck? If a stranger in a busy tourist spot offers you a free friendship bracelet, you're going to be scammed. Before you can react, they'll try to put it on you quickly, tie the knot so it can't be taken off, then aggressively pretend for cash. The moment they approach, the only safe move is to take out a MK-153 rocket. If a stranger in a If you're stuck in a water slide and someone else is coming down the... If you're stuck in a water slide and someone else is coming down the slide, most people think they should try to climb back up. The slippery surface makes this nearly impossible. Instead, Try to create space for air by tilting your head back. If water keeps rising, this will help to create enough surface area. If you're stuck in a water, if you drop your phone in the toilet, pull it out and quickly turn it off. Then take out the SIM card and the battery if you can. Now, some people think you should put it in rice to suck out the water, but this might cause some Asian guys fighting to prepare it. Instead, put the phone into a balloon and spin it at high speed to drain the water. If you drop your phone,
Whether you're developing
he was hiding in a trash can wearing a mask to play a Halloween prank. His friends staged a fake interview to get the victim to stop in front of the trash can where he was. He slides one arm
What
into
the
the red padded sleeve while the other. He found a lava lamp and drank it in his bedroom. After coming home, he sliced open. Always start by matching numbers over colors. When you get it, two people. Why do the royal guards wear such large hats compared to their bodies? Well, you might think it's to appear taller and intimidating, but that's not the case. Guards were chosen because they had pointed heads so they could hide them under their hats. And when ammunition ran out in battle, the guards. Why do the royal guards wear? He stumbled drunk across the train tracks, falling asleep with his head on a rail. The train driver saw him from a distance and immediately pulled the emergency brake handle. But this caused the wheels to skid, and the train was still traveling at high speed. He was asleep and didn't hear the train coming. By then, there was nothing that could be done anymore. He stumbled drunk across. If an elephant drinks a giant Red Balls, could it give him wings to fly? A can of Red Balls contains water, sugar, and holy juice, which is why it is so expensive. If an elephant drinks premium 98 octane gasoline, he could become a propelled M2A. If an elephant drinks a giant. A tiny nail is placed inside the drilled hole, then glued shut and repainted. This makes one side of the ball heavier, causing the ball to roll where you want. So in a tense moment during the pool game, look for the spot where the nail is and pull the rod so a tiny nail is placed in. If you put your fingers in a Chinese finger trap and try to pull them out, you will see that this is not possible, because when pulled, the fibers contract around your fingers. To escape the trap, you should instead push your fingers together, and this will release it. But never use the trap with another person. If you have to, just make sure you put your If you put your fingers in a
Get up to $200 back.
always start from the top middle block. This is the least risky move. As the game continues, identify and gently test blocks to find the ones that are easiest to pull out. A key strategy is to leave unstable side blocks for your opponent and never touch the corners first. But if your opponent also start from the top middle block, then use a tiny special C4 block and insert it in. Always start from the top. If someone is choking, you can stand behind him, place your fists on the chest, and repeatedly push hard toward you. This forces the air in their lungs up into the throat and can help push out the stuck object. If this doesn't work, then push harder and perform a perfect backdrop. If someone is choking, you place it into the baby's nose, then gently suck through the mouthpiece to pull out their mucus. But if that baby is sick, the mucus is full of bacteria that will end up in your lungs, infecting you too. Instead of sucking, you should blow hard so the baby will inflate like a balloon and explode. Place it into If you crash while riding a motorcycle, doctors would first make a cut on your neck, separating the head from the body, and the blood vessels are connected to another one. Then, the muscles, bones, and tendons are precisely cut and left in their original positions. The surgery would take hours to reconnect everything, but once it's done, you'd have a fully working new body. If you crash while riding, Fortnite is finally back on. If your eyes point in different directions, a doctor will make a small incision in your eye, then cut your toenails with a circular saw, and finally give you a nice Brazilian wax under your armpits. This will fix your eyes so that they now point in the same direction, leaving you in excellent health. If your eyes, a bullet was shot and lodged in his chest, but doctors said it was too close to his brain, so they decided to leave it there. He grew up and led a normal life, but at the age of 78, his belly began to grow, so he went to the hospital for tests. He discovered he was pregnant, and 9 months later, he gave birth to a bullet baby.
Nobody likes a crack. If you bubble wrap the Earth, can you save it from a meteor? A meteor large enough can be several miles in diameter and travel at tens of miles per second. To wrap Earth in bubble wrap, you would need many tons of it. But that's not the only problem. Bubble wrap is too satisfying when popped, so it's practically impossible to If you bubble wrap the Earth, can you save it from a meteor? He licks the buttons on the controller that control the movements in the game, which means he only uses his tongue to play. When he was a child, he fell off his bike and his body was paralyzed except for his tongue. Now he uses it to control the movements in the game. Unfortunately, this technology has arrived in the what the fuck kind of... He licks the buttons on the controller. If everyone farted at the same time, you might think it would create a global fart explosion, but is that really the case? A single person's fart can actually contain traces of flammable gas, but for something to actually happen, everyone would have to be in one place on Earth, and their farts would cause the Earth's rotation to increase, causing everyone to age faster and die. If everyone farted, if lightning strikes a Tesla, can it recharge the car's battery? An average lightning bolt discharges a voltage of about 100 million volts and has a typical energy of approximately 10 billion joules. A Tesla battery has around 100 kilowatt hours, so to recharge it to 100%, you would need around 360 lightning strikes, which would probably bring it to life, turning it into a transformer that will slap your ass. If lightning strikes a Tesla, if a pigeon eats gunpowder, will it lay grenades instead of eggs? This bird usually feeds on worms or seeds found in nature, but feeding it gunpowder will transform its reproductive system into a natural grenade factory. Technically, all you need to do is attach a magazine and a trigger. You should have a 100% functional grenade launcher. If a pigeon, the man escaped from prison by shooting a ball and chain from a cannon, according to legend. But this is impossible. The ball and chain is made of solid iron and weighs about 45 pounds on its own. It was designed to slow down prisoners in case of escape. The prisoner actually managed to load it into the cannon, but when he fired, the man escaped from... Imagine you have to defuse a bomb with a blue, red, and green wire. One of these will defuse it. The other two will make it explode. You choose the blue wire. When you are about to cut it, a message appears on the bomb screen saying that the blue wire will detonate it. Now you have to choose between the red and green wires. If you think you have a 50-50 chance, you're wrong. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. Maybe double it and give it to the next person. Imagine if you get a subwoofer big enough, can you use it to fly? A normal subwoofer is about 15 inches, just enough to crush your windows and destroy your eardrums. But to actually lift you off the ground, you'd need one the size of a stadium, pumping out 200 decibels per second. That's like 100 million times the power of a normal-sized one. And the instant it switches to maximum... If you get a subwoofer big enough, can you use it to fly? A normal subwoofer is about 15 inches, just enough to crush your windows and destroy your eardrums. But to actually lift you off the ground, you'd need one the size of a stadium, pumping out 200 decibels per second. That's like 100 million times the power of a normal-sized one. And the instant it switches to maximum... If you play scissors, you have less chance of winning. Statistically, women play scissors more than other shapes because it is a simple gesture. So instead, always play rock as your first move because you have a 35% greater chance of winning. But if your opponent plays paper, then you do a triple rounded. If you play scissors, if you fired a giant sniper rifle, could you handle the recoil? A normal sniper rifle is generally between 40 and 60 inches long, with 51 millimeter caliber 30 bullets. So if you fired a giant one, you shouldn't be able to handle it, and it would be enough to get pregnant and probably have a happy family. If you fired a giant sniper rifle, could you... If you set a giant sticky trap, can you run fast enough to get over it? This type of trap is used to catch mice or cockroaches and is incredibly effective given its stickiness and the weight of the animal. A person of average weight would need to run at around 90 miles per hour, but as soon as you set a giant, start by making a small hole in the lips. This makes it easier to insert the first smaller ring. Once the wound has healed, the ring is removed and a larger one is inserted. This is repeated several times until the desired size is reached. In their beautiful culture, this is a sign of beauty and maturity. Generally, those with the largest rings start by making a
Welcome to the Karen Wars, the view with swearing. Stop, please. You must be Hannah Hirschberger.
Darling, Hannah have 4 crimes down there.
I'm Pete. Ma'am,
Put your foot in the stirrup and hold on to the saddle to prevent slipping. Push your right leg up forcefully to help you climb on. Then swing your left leg over. Keep an upright position. Then press the red button to activate ride mode. Insert and turn the keys to start the engine. Finally, slowly speed up with the throttle. If you put your finger in the barrel of a gun, some people think it would stop the bullet and make the barrel explode. But that's not completely true. Doing this would easily shatter your finger as the bullet continued on. To really stop the bullet, you shouldn't put your finger there. But if you put your finger in the...
My kid won't stop.
The American eel has a secret that no one knows about. You probably know that eels can create a deadly electric shock. If you use cotton swabs to clean your ears, be careful. Many people use cotton swabs without knowing how dangerous they can be. Not only can they cause infections, but when you use a cotton swab, you push the earwax deeper into the ear, which can cause pain. Instead, use a flak 18 to 3688 millimeters. If you use cotton swabs...
If you ask them,
Always start from a corner. This doubles your chances of winning. If your opponent, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Some people say the egg. He bet all his remaining dollars on black, hoping for a stroke of luck. If you took out all the bones in your body and replaced them with a Lego skeleton, could you still walk? Removing the bones from your body is technically possible, but you would look like my bulldog stunts. However, if you managed to replace them with a Lego skeleton, you probably wouldn't even be able to stand up. If you took out all the... When you flip a coin, most people believe they have a 50-50 chance of getting heads or tails. But in reality, this is not the case. When you flip a coin, you have a 49% chance of getting either side. You may wonder what the remaining 2% is. Well, that small percentage is nothing more than... When you flip a coin, if you turn red with shyness when talking to lots of people, here's how to fix it. Calling a stranger might help you imagine that everyone is a pigeon. If that doesn't work, call another one and imagine that everyone is a toilet. If that doesn't work either, then imagine you are a Thompson submachine gun, but stay
Call unconnecting. Make a friend.
If you turn red with...
can you believe that?
Do you know how to spin a basketball correctly? The secret is in the rotation of the ball. So, first, place it in the center of your palm, throw it gently into the air, applying a spin. Then immediately position your fingers like an Italian. If that doesn't work, try using a LeBron James with explosiveness. Do you know how to spin a basketball? If your dog is broken, here's how to fix it. Deactivate attack mode by holding the tail for 3 seconds. Once open, identify the propeller and tank, handle the detonator and bullet magazine with care, polish the chamber with a soft cloth, and clean the front air intake with a cotton swab. Finally, close with M6 bolts. Now test in with a tennis ball. If your dog is broken, here's how to fix it. You are trapped in a room with walls that are closing. First, breathe and look for a red button. If you can't find one, try using your body to push the walls. If that doesn't work either, cover yourself with baby oil so you can slide like a fucking worm. Be careful. You may not always land where you want to. Hello there. You are trapped.
What the hell are you doing? Don't put fucking ketchup on your fries. Instead, put a Honda HRG 466 SK petrol lawnmower. Thanks to its powerful 4-stroke engine with minimal vibration, it guarantees a comfortable and seamless... What the hell are you doing? Don't put fucking ketchup on your fries. Instead, put a Honda HRG 466 SK petrol lawnmower. Thanks to its power... If you jump out of an airplane without a parachute, here's what to do to save your life. First, stay calm and stabilize your body. Second, go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac large menu. Then take your phone, like this video, and finally turn your body around and fart repeatedly. This way you should land softly. If you jump out of an airplane without a parachute, here's what to do to save your life. First, stay calm and stabilize your body. Second, go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac large menu. Then take your phone, like this video, and finally turn your body around and fart repeatedly to slow your speed. This way you should land softly. By snapping your fingers, you can ask for anything you want, but only one wish can come true. Now, you would think that girls would wish for things like a new handbag, an expensive accessory, or a new phone, and yes, that would go like this. But for boys, it's different, because... By snapping your fingers, you can ask for anything you want, but only... The algorithm thought a man puts a pear tag in a woman's bag. His intentions are wearing headphones for too long is dangerous. You see, they can cause deformation of the head due to the pressure created to keep them in place, which can turn you into a Discord moderator. But here's how to avoid this problem. When you play, take your cat, then load it with 9mm bullets. Wearing headphones for too long is dangerous. This man is married with his car. His name is Nathaniel, and he has fallen in love with Mrs. Chase. Not a human being, but his automobile. His fixation has evolved to such an extent that he is now proud to say that he does scoobity bum bum with his car. You might wonder how? This man is married with his car. His name is... The head is closed without giving you a chance to escape, and a sharp blade is placed above the machine. The executioner holds the rope tightly, and it is connected to the blade. When it is released, the blade falls on the victim's neck. That was supposed to be the idea, but the worst part of the trap is... The head is closed without giving you a chance to escape, and a sharp blade is placed above the machine. When Pinocchio lies, his nose grows. So what would happen if he said, "My nose is going to grow"? If it didn't grow, it means he was lying, which would cause his nose to grow. But his nose growing would indicate that he was not lying, which means his nose should never have grown. If Geppetto asks for a lie, Pinocchio lies, his nose grows.
Lassati! Chupa!
Know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your... Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet"?
Wait, I can say Skibidi Toilet?
Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi..."
Wait, I can say Skibidi...
Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000 times a mysterious figure called your mom will absolutely beat the shit out of you? Did you know that if you wake up at 3 a.m. and go to the kitchen and scream, "I love Skibidi Toilet," 1,000... Excuse me, sir. Are you Arab?
Where are you from? I'm Arab. No, you're not. Then where am I? Oh my God. I'm blind. You're Arab. So where are you from? I'm Arab. What? But why do you have a cross? Bro, why are you drinking? It's Ramadan. This is what we need. Oh, brother. This is what we need. Repeat after me. Ashhadu. What the hell are you doing? Making wudu. In the kitchen? Yeah, what's wrong with you, bro? We wash dishes here. So? Ahmad, don't you see I'm praying? Don't walk in front of me. Can I not walk in my damn house? This is what we need. Oh, brother. This is what we need. Repeat after me. Ashhadu. What the hell are you doing? Making wudu. In the kitchen? Yeah, what's wrong with you, bro? We wash dishes here. So? Ahmad, don't you see I'm praying? Don't walk in front of me. Can I not?
حبيبي تعطيك كبدة؟ شو عام؟ كذاك بالمعروف بوقيا وقولي لا تريد أصدق تفتح ويا خبز شو تريد تاكل حياتي؟
How much Robux do you have?
0.
Why? But
Because
you scratch the card of this, you scratch this thing. How do you have 0? Or you need to scan this.
how do I scan it?
Just go to camera and scan it.
Go to camera.
And scan it. Mama, انت تجمل امك مال هذاك اليوم.
والله ما عندي.
هاي مرقوي البوتيتا.
بس ما بقيت بوتيتا، والله بس بقيت بوتيتا بقيت استلم ما تخلص.
بدك تجيبين؟
على وش تريد بالضبط قال لي. جبنة تريد؟
Ollie, scan the card. Scan it.
Scan it. You do it. Wait, scan it in the couch. Scan it in the couch.
Photo.
No. Wait. Okay. Photo, yeah. See if it works.
Then where do I go?
Are you dumb? Oh no. Jailbreak.